Good morning, everyone. How is everyone? Okay, very good. Do you know the topic for today? Okay, a day in the life of a yogi. Good topic, no? So Shurjo and I have been giving in the last few satsangs many ways and tips and tools and on how you can spiritualize every area of your life. So by the time the satsang is over, everyone is so excited about it. Yes, I'm going to practice this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And after 2-3 days, energy drops, and we forget completely about everything, and we fall back to our usual old self and habits. Paramhansa Yogananda's most advanced woman disciple, her name was Sister Yanamata. She became free in this lifetime. She was a self-realized soul. Once he said to a student, "If I were to give you the best gift that I have learned over these years serving my guru and making all this spiritual progress, would be the gift of the right attitude. Right attitude towards God, your guru, your work, your relationships, life itself." So, right attitude is the foundation of every spiritual path, of life itself. She went on saying, "But these gifts of the soul cannot be purchased or given freely. They need to be acquired by," I love these words, "by constant, patient, daily practice." That's what it's all about. By patient, constant, daily practice. Many people think it's a misfortune to be born in the family they are born, to be married with that specific person, to have that job, to live in that country. And I wonder, if we don't practice right attitude just where God has placed us, with that family, at that job, with those people, in this country, where we would ever develop that right attitude. There are many ways that we can implement tips and tools to make of every day of our lives an adventure. And I have chosen 5 ways where you can feel you are making a spiritual progress daily. And I'm telling you, if we practice these 5 points faithfully, regularly, in less than a month, we'll have extraordinary results. To me, one of the most important moments of the day is actually how we wake up. The kind of energy and thought and attitude we have. For many people, and sometimes for sure Joe and I too, when the alarm goes on, we have a tendency to say, "Oh, no, just 5 minutes more. Can I stay here longer?" For some people, that's the way how we wake up. They wake up daily. And it goes even in a deeper way when they wake up and say, "Oh, no, just another day. And they start perceiving that day as something really heavy, tedious, that they have to go through the day, they have to fight, rather than perceiving at the day like an adventure, like, okay, what other new opportunity and lesson and people I'm going to meet. So very important how you wake up. There are many ways that you can experiment with, and I came up with this thought. Take your phone and just go to that app where there is a recording, an app, and just with your own voice, say these words. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. Then use that voice, that affirmation as your alarm. So every morning when the alarm rings, what are you hearing? I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. If you are like me, that snooze the phone 20 times, you will hear 20 times, I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. So this is a wonderful way to starting your day with that affirmation that will linger into your consciousness throughout the day. I remember every morning when I went to serve Swami Kriyananda, no matter how early in the day it was. And sometimes he wasn't feeling well and he was inside the bed. But the moment I approached him, he will say so strongly and with a big smile, good morning, and how are we today? And I will reply to him, wonderful, Swamiji, or fantastic, or I'm awake and ready, even if I didn't feel like it. And day by day, morning after morning, replying like that, greeting my day like that, gave me the opportunity to develop, to start my day with the right attitude. Even until this day, every morning, when the first thing that Shurja and I say to each other, if he starts telling me something about the day ahead or about the work, I interrupt him right there and tell him, good morning. And then he just stops and says, okay, good morning. So it's very important how we start the day. Find your own way, but make it a point that the first few minutes, the moment you open your eyes, make a conscious choice to set in motion an energy that will set the tone of the day. Point number 2, meditate daily. If you really want to be guided by God, if you want to make sure He's taking care of your life, you need to know Him and to know His ways. Because sometimes the way that He is guiding us is not as obvious and clear as we would like. So it's very important we start developing that personal, sacred, intimate relationship with God, because His language is very unique. Sometimes He speaks so soft that we are not able to hear His voice, His guidance in the middle of so many other noises and voices. So it's very important for you that you show to Him when you meditate, you are actually giving Him the authority to take charge of your life. And that needs to be conscious, especially if your guru or any spiritual teacher has given you a technique that will help you to commune with God, and you don't practice it. In a sense, you are saying, this is not important to me. I prefer just to go and have a cup of coffee or read the news or just, go with a friend and have a nice breakfast or spend more time in the bathroom getting ready. So we need to choose for a saint, for a yogi, to be able to feel God's presence in everything he does is a priority number one. So if we are aspiring yogis to be able to feel God's presence in our daily lives should be a priority. And awareness of his presence comes through daily meditation. To getting to know him deeper and deeper is the greatest, sacredest relationship we could have. Point number 3. In fact, before that, talking about meditation, I remember also every morning when I went to Swamiji's home, he always made sure that I meditated too. He wanted for me always to remember that no matter whom I was serving, to whom I was living, my daily contact with God was always first. And we never started anything until we finished our meditation, Swamiji. And he never missed a morning meditation. So something very important for us to keep in mind. Point number 3, a yogi is always very, very careful of what he says because he knows that the universe is constantly responding to the energy that he puts out. Our words are very condensed, powerful, intense flow of energy that are second only to action. So if we say something that we don't mean it, we are not fulfilling it, and we are not acting accordingly, our words will start losing power. Therefore, what we say, what we want, what we hope for, especially for us in our prayers and affirmations, they won't be effective. So don't take your words casually. Mean what you say. Do what you are trying to accomplish and make sure you do it in order to keep magnetizing the power of the spoken words. Point number 4. Make sure throughout the day you serve. And seva needs to be at 2 levels. Serving to mankind, to a fellow friend, or a fellow Guru Bhai, or someone who is in need, and serving to God, to the Guru, to your Guru's word, to the source of inspiration. Wherever you feel that nourishment, that spiritual nourishment comes from, make sure you give that back. Whatever temple you go, whatever kind of talks you listen, whatever organization you feel inspired to, whatever you think you are gaining spiritually from, make sure you serve that cause. Because the more you serve God directly, the more you will develop the desire to want to give more and more to Him. Therefore, He will want to give more and more to you. This is how it works. If you put God first, He puts you first. And point number 5 is how you end your day. A true yogi is not attached to anything that he has, to his body, his personality, his possessions, his self identifications and self-definitions of who he thinks he is. So at the end of your day, Swami Kriyananda recommends this practice as very powerful. Just visualize everything that you have gone through throughout this day. Whatever experience, whether happy or whether sad, whatever lesson you think you have learned, any gift that has been given to you, any kind of interaction you had, any action that you performed, bring all that and offer everything that you have, your family, your loved ones, absolutely everything that you have in life, and very joyfully and very detachedly offer all that up to the point between the eyebrows. Like build a fire and throw into that fire everything that you have. So in a sense, you are getting ready for that moment when death will come to your doorstep and will ask you, are you ready to come? Yogananda said that one of the things that keep binding us to Maya, to life, are two things: longings and regrets. So if there is anyone we have not forgotten throughout the day, if there is anything that has happened to us, we don't want to take that with us to the next day. We have been spoken for so many times about the importance of seeing every day as a new incarnation, as a new opportunity. So every night, before you go to bed, free yourself from any extra luggage that you don't want to carry with you the next day. And if it's something really related to your heart, any kind of suffering, any kind of fear, offer that up to God. Offer everything and start a new day afresh. So I think, and I'm very happy to start also now practicing, especially this affirmation early in the morning. If we start applying these 5 points every single day, the same way we have a list to do things every day, we should have a spiritual list things to do. Niyati and Rajesh, every morning now, they send to Shurja and I the list of things that they are going to do throughout the day. And at the end of the day, they also send us another message, we accomplished this, and all of us feel so good because we have accomplished the things that we set into motion. And in the same way should be with our spiritual life. We don't need to start making big, drastic changes. We don't need to meditate now 8 hours a day and, just 5 points. Make sure we start our day with a right positive affirmation. Make sure we meditate and have that contact with God. Be truthful. Make sure every day you really mean what you say and you take your words very seriously because you are increasing your magnetism. Make sure you serve, whether to someone in need or to the source of your inspiration. And at the end of the day, everything that has happened to you doesn't belong to you. You offer everything that up to God, give Him that responsibility, and get ready for the next day, for the next adventure, for the next wonders. Thank you.